We are not issuing marriage license to them.
A federal judge on Thursday found the Rowan County clerk in contempt of court for refusing to issue marriage licenses to same-sex couples on religious grounds. Davis is a Christian. She was led away by U.S. Marshals after the hearing and taken into custody. Davis has refused to issue licenses to any couples, gay or straight, since the Supreme Court's June ruling that same-sex couples have the right to marry under the Constitution. About 200 protesters from both sides gathered outside the courthouse to express their support and anger over the case.
La rivendicazione dell'assassinio del cooperante italiano, il 51enne Cesare Tavella, ucciso a sangue freddo con 3 colpi di pistola a Dhaka, capitale del Bangladesh, è arrivata poco dopo la sua morte. In un'operazione speciale dei soldati del califfato, si legge in uno scarno comunicato, una pattuglia di sicurezza ha preso di mira lo spregevole crociato, parole apparse su alcuni profili social riconducibili a uomini legati all'ISIS. Nonostante questo, il collegamento tra l'ISIS e gli assassini del cooperante italiano non è stato ancora provato. Non lo confermano né le autorità bengalesi né quelle italiane, anche se per la Farnesina restano aperte tutte le piste. Non è così irragionevole pensare che dietro l'omicidio ci possa essere realmente la mano dello Stato islamico. Da tempo l'ISIS incita a colpire occidentali anche in Bangladesh, paese a maggioranza musulmana, dove sono presenti diverse formazioni integraliste come il Jamatul Mujahideen.
Everything is better in rainbow colors. It's just a fact of life. This kitten is cute, but this one is even cuter. This rainbow magic applies to food as well. Doritos! They're delicious and crunchy and delicious. This isn't an ad. We are just passionate about crunchy, cheesy things. And rainbows. Now, boom! Rainbow Doritos, even more awesome. Doritos is showing support for the LGBT community by making a special limited edition of colorful Cool Ranch Doritos. It's a collaboration with the nonprofit It Gets Better project. On its promotional page, Doritos says there's nothing bolder than being yourself. For a $10 donation, the chips could be yours. And 100% of the proceeds go to the It Gets Better project, which aims to send that positive message to LGBT youth.
Eric Fanning, seen here in file footage, is currently the acting US Army Undersecretary. His nomination by President Barack Obama for the job of Secretary of the Army opens the way for the first openly gay leader of a military service branch in US history. His nomination's yet to be confirmed by the Senate. Obama's said in a statement Fanning brings years of proven experience and exceptional leadership to the role. He's previously worked as Air Force Undersecretary and Chief of Staff to US Defense Secretary Ash Carter. Advocacy groups are hailing Fanning's nomination as a significant sign of progress towards protecting the rights of gay, lesbian, bisexual and transgender soldiers. The US military updated its equality policies earlier this year to bar discrimination based on sexual orientation.
Prince William is going back to school to take a stand against LGBT bullying. The Advocate referenced a report on the website Pink News saying he may be the first member of the royal family to do so. William reportedly told a crowd at a West London academy that if he saw someone bullying an LGBT person, he would try to confront to tackle the person, adding, "I usually find myself right in the middle of problems, so that's pretty much where I'd be."
Do you know what that is? Do you know what that is?
What is it?
Good evening. Help is coming from as far away as the East Coast to fight wildfires in the West. An epic season of destruction that reached a new milestone today. 7 million acres torched this summer so far. Across several states right now, it's an all-hands-on-deck effort. Soldiers, even jail prisoners enlisted to join the fight, with so many homes lost and so many others at risk. One of the worst fires continues to burn in Chelan, Washington, which is where national correspondent Miguel Almaguer leads us off on this busy Tuesday.
These are the conditions firefighters are facing on the front lines. Flames shooting closer and closer to homes in Washington state. This is where the fire is burning. Steep canyons, rugged terrain, too dangerous for firefighters, but the perfect fuel and topography for this blaze to grow and explode.
Earthquake has hit Tokyo and surrounding areas. Officials say there's no possibility of a tsunami. The Japan Meteorological Agency says a quake with an estimated magnitude of 5.3 occurred on Saturday at 5:49 a.m. Japan time. Officials say its focus was in Tokyo Bay.
Indonesia continues to battle against the raging forest fires on Sumatra Island, and the thick haze caused by the fire has blanketed the north of the country, as well as neighbouring Singapore and Malaysia. President Joko Widodo has deployed over 1,600 military personnel.
تسعى السلطات الصحية في العراق لاحتواء تفشي مرض الكوليرا.
توزيع حبوب لتعقيم المياه على سكان المناطق المتضررة. واستعنت السلطات الصحية أيضا بصندوق الأمم المتحدة لرعاية الطفولة يونيسيف لتوزيع مياه نقية على سكان المنطقة لاحتواء انتشار المرض بشكل مؤقت. لكن تلك الاستجابة ربما لا تقضي على تفشي المرض بشكل تام وفقا لسكان محليين.
The storm that slammed Albuquerque.
Rain and hail were falling fast enough to turn streets into rivers as that storm came barreling through.
There's a trash can.
And that led to some majorly flooded roads. Montgomery might as well have been a river. And then there was the hail, some hail coming down near Tingley Beach. Nearby, you could find it piling up on the ground.
That's the sound of a southern New Mexico dry spell coming to a screeching halt. The National Weather Service says Roswell got at least 3 inches of rain last night, and it arrived fast, catching drivers off guard. Police say the SWAT team helped rescue several people who got stuck in that deep water. The water so swift, one of the officers had to abandon their vehicle. This is downtown Roswell, where the Pecos River came close, within feet of breaching the riverbanks. Enchanted Hills Park was also flooded out. The green grass transformed into a pond. Above, a dark sky loomed over Roswell. But after that wild storm moved through, some splashed in what was left behind. This city has had its bouts with flooding. That situation in Portland, where one of the hardest hit areas is along Marginal Way. This is video from earlier when several cars appeared to be nearly underwater from the flash flooding.
Employees tell us that it's not unusual that the roads around the store flood like this. Many people we saw wading through, and they did happen to get through. We also saw a lot of cars that tried to get through the water and did not make it. Now keep in mind that it's not recommended that you walk through these kinds of deep waters or drive through it for that matter. We've seen a lot of public works crews out around Portland and particularly in this area, and they've been turning people away, telling them to not drive through the area because they don't know if manhole covers